Well, what's going on, Giants fans? Coming at you with another New York Giants video. This is going to be a video where I talk about the Nick Gates extension, and I'm also going to be talking about the Leonard Williams injury and how it could affect the Giants in the future. So, not good news with Leonard Williams. I'll talk about that first. Leonard Williams goes down with a non-football injury, a hamstring injury, and I'm not sure when. I think this might have been before training camp actually started, because training camp's just underway, but Leonard Williams did get injured, hamstring injury, so that's not very good news. And the Giants, in my opinion, have a very strong defensive line with Leonard Williams, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Dexter Lawrence. I think their defensive line is very, very good and very underrated. I think all three of the guys on the defensive line are very good. We've also got B.J. Hill. I think the defensive line is very good on the New York Giants, and Leonard Williams is a big part of that, and Leonard Williams has gone down with an injury. Now, I don't know the timetable when he'll recover, but I know Leonard Williams does have a hamstring injury, and that's never good, because hamstring injuries, could turn out to be ACL injuries or UCL injuries or something like that, but hamstring injuries are never good, but Leonard Williams is down with an injury. I don't know how long he'll be out, but not good news for the New York Giants defense. Leonard Williams is one of the main pieces of the New York Giants defense. Now, we're not sure if Leonard Williams will be with the Giants after this season, but it looks like that he might miss some time due to a hamstring injury. So that's a pretty big blow to the defense. And but once again, I don't know how serious the injury is, but it might not be great, because it's never really good when it's around the hamstring area, because that could lead into an even bigger injury. So not good news on Leonard Williams there. I just kind of wanted to talk about that really quickly. But Leonard Williams goes down with a non-football injury, a hamstring injury, and he could be out for a long amount of time. So Leonard Williams goes down with an injury. And I'm also going to be talking about the Nick Gates extension. Now, I was going to make this video yesterday, but I didn't have time. So Nick Gates was extended, used a $10 million extension with the New York Giants. My thoughts on it, I didn't really understand it, because I know Nick Gates had a very small sample size, but he did play well in that in the time that he did play last year, but I don't think he's worth that much money. We haven't seen enough of him to give him $10 million. And I feel like the New York Giants could have gone out and get a Jadeveon Clowney, or get a Yannick Ngakoue, or get a Logan Ryan. I said 3 guys on my last video about the Giants that they could they could spend the Nate Solder money pretty much and go out and get a big name in free agency, but the New York Giants never did. They went out and re-signed Nick Gates. And so I thought it was a very interesting decision by Dave Gettleman to re-sign him. I think Nick Gates is a pretty decent young offensive lineman, but I don't believe in Nick Gates that much that he deserves $10 million. But maybe Nick Gates can prove me wrong and turn out to be one of the best offensive linemen on this team, but I don't really believe it. Nick Gates might not even start for the Giants, obviously, because we also got John Halapio. We also have Cam Fleming, who very well could get their right tackle spot to fill in for Nate Solder. So I don't even know if Nick Gates will start for the Giants. Now, he could start at center, because Nick Gates obviously does have experience at the center position, but because Spencer Pulley is really not a great center, neither is John Halapio. So Nick Gates very well could get the center job, start as the starting center for the Giants. But I don't even see that happening. I still think Spencer Pulley gets the nod over Gates, but anyway, Nick Gates was extended for $10 million. Sorry about that. I don't know, something was on my screen. Nick Gates was extended for $10 million. Once again, if you're a Giants fan, put your thoughts under this down in the comments below. I didn't really understand it. I feel like they could have used the money for something else. Go out and get a big name, edge rusher or a pass rusher, something like that. Maybe get a nice little cornerback to fill in for DeAndre Baker. Maybe go out and get a cornerback. A guy like Logan Ryan was a possibility. But the New York Giants instead used the money to re-sign offensive lineman Nick Gates to a $10 million extension. If you're a Giants fan, put your thoughts on this down in the comments below. I wasn't very happy when I heard about the news. I was kind of more surprised than angry, but I didn't really see the point of spending $10 million on an offensive lineman who's barely played in the NFL before, and he's barely had any experience in the National Football League. But Nick Gates did play pretty well for the Yankees. For the Giants, rather. I don't know why I said the Yankees. Nick Gates did play pretty well for the Giants last season in the very small sample size he did play. So Nick Gates does look like he's an impressive young offensive lineman, but I don't think Nick Gates has. I don't think Giants fans have seen enough of him for him to. I don't really trust Gettleman in giving him $10 million. I don't think Nick Gates. He's still a very unproven NFL player. I don't think Nick Gates deserves $10 million just yet. Now, maybe Nick Gates comes out and maybe gets the starting center job or gets the right tackle job and ends out playing really well, makes the Pro Bowl. You never know, but I just don't believe in Nick Gates that much that he will be that type of player. But that's going to do it for this video. What are your thoughts on Nick Gates? Put it down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the extension? What are your thoughts on Leonard Williams getting injured? Put it down in the comments below. And what do you think will have a football season. Now, it's very up in the air if we will have a football season. Obviously, a lot of players have opted out, and especially like guys like Nate Solder. A lot of NFL players have opted out. They don't really feel safe with the protocols. I know the NFL is, I think, going to update the protocols a little bit, like make the protocols so the NFL players can feel a lot more safe. But I still really don't trust Roger Goodell in the protocols for the NFL season to start, because, I mean, everybody's going to be touching each other on the football field. On a baseball field, nobody's touching each other. They're really spread out. So that's definitely a way that could, I mean, when you're spread out, you're most likely not going to catch it. But when you're on a football field and you're touching each other and sweating on each other and all that stuff, you very well could catch coronavirus. So it's a big question if the NFL season will play this year. But put your thoughts on put your thoughts on the NFL season. Do you think it'll play? Do you think it won't play? Put it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinion. So that's going to do it for this video. What are your thoughts on Nick Gates' extension? What are your thoughts on Leonard Williams' injury? And what are your thoughts on the NFL season's future? So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.